If you are following the carnivore diet, you might feel really great, but there are some nutrient gaps that need to be filled. On this episode, I am going to talk to you about 11 supplements that you need to take to feel great and optimal and get the nutrients you need when you're following the carnivore diet. I'm Dr. Jake. I'm a naturopathic medical doctor and integrative physician. On this channel, I'll share with you how you can heal your body down to the root causes without any harmful drugs or surgery. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. Okay, let's jump in. So let's talk about what are the benefits of the carnivore diet and what are the downsides of the carnivore diet. So, benefits of the carnivore diet. It is going to decrease your blood sugar. It is great on not causing a spike in your blood sugar. Spikes in blood sugar are very pro-inflammatory, not good for your body at all, really bad for your blood vessels, bad for your brain, bad for your eyes, etc. So the carnivore diet really stabilizes your blood sugar. Also, you're able to get plenty of protein in your diet, so you're gonna be able to build enough muscle, and your organs are gonna have the protein they need to be able to regenerate and heal. Your gut's gonna need the protein it needs to be able to regenerate and heal, so that works really well there too. Also, it gives your body just a little break. So when you eat food, it's getting bombarded from all these foreign molecules, and meat is very basic. It doesn't have a ton of stuff in it. And like a broccoli has all kinds of stuff in it, a blueberry, all kinds of different stuff, which doesn't mean it's necessarily good or bad, but the body just doesn't get a break. So following a carnivore diet can give you that break. And if you are someone that's suffering from a lot of food allergies or you have a lot of allergies yourself, a lot of people can do pretty well with the carnivore diet and they can help calm down that fire, so to speak, put water on that fire, calm it down, and then maybe many times you're able to go back to a more not as extreme of a diet. So those are some of the big benefits of the carnivore diet. Some of the things that are bad about the carnivore diet is for one, you're not getting antioxidants in. We're undergoing a lot of oxidative stress all the time. So we need to get antioxidants in to decrease the oxidative damage that happens. And a major cause of chronic disease is oxidative damage. So you need to make sure that you get enough antioxidants in. There are some nutrient deficiencies that you have. We're going to be talking about those and what we want to do about that and what supplements that you want to be doing there. Also, you're not getting a lot of the anti-cancer fighting molecules that are in foods. You're not getting a lot of variety of different nutrients that are coming in. Like, it's not just vitamins and minerals that we get. And there's a lot of things we don't even understand right now that comes from food that help our body work better. And you're not getting that from the carnivore diet. So the first one that I want to talk about today that people following the carnivore diet should take is a fiber supplement of some sort. So we don't get fiber from meat, we get that from our grains, our fruits, and our vegetables. So fiber is needed for our bowel movements to be able to be well formed and that things are able to flow through there very well. So I like people to be able to take a fiber supplement like a psyllium husk supplement of some sort. You could take 1 or 2 caps daily of a psyllium husk, supplement, or you could get it in a powder, or you could get it into a capsule, whatever. You could take something as simple as Metamucil, which is just fiber. Either of those would be great to take when you're on the carnivore diet. Just like I was talking before, is we tend to be low in antioxidants, right? Main one is vitamin C. We don't get vitamin C from meat. We get that from our fruits and our vegetables. So if you're not eating fruits and vegetables, you don't get a lot of vitamin C. So you're gonna be deficient and your immune system's gonna be weak. You're not gonna be able to form collagen very well. And then you're not gonna have the antioxidants to decrease oxidative stress. We need vitamin C to help play off with glutathione. So it's very important nutrient to get. So I would recommend supplementing with vitamin C. It could be really beneficial. I would take 1,000 milligrams twice daily of that. Another one that people following the carnivore diet is deficient in is vitamin E. Vitamin E is a major antioxidant in our body too. It helps thin our blood. It helps us heal. It helps a lot of our mechanism cells work appropriately. So vitamin E would be important. 200 to 400 IU per day of vitamin E, I think would be great. Here's one that I recommend to just most people on the planet anyways. Most of us are not getting out in the sun enough. We're not getting enough vitamin D exposure. I check vitamin D on all my patients. It's about 5% of my patients are vitamin D sufficient. 95% are deficient in vitamin D. Now, I live in Utah. We tend to be a little higher up from the equator. So maybe that's a reason for it there. But I talk to my colleagues in Arizona and they're very deficient too. So most of the planet is very vitamin D deficient. Most people are slathering sunscreen on. And yeah, they're not getting enough vitamin D. And vitamin D is important for our inflammatory state, important for our bones, It's important for our immunity to be able to fight off infections. So I recommend taking a vitamin D K2 blend. And by the way, people on the carnivore diet tend to be deficient in vitamin K also. So taking vitamin D 5,000 IU and like a vitamin K that's 40 micrograms, something like that would be very beneficial for those on the carnivore diet. Another nutrient that people on the carnivore diet tend to be deficient in is calcium. So they're not getting calcium except if they're eating dairy, which most people on the carnivore diet shouldn't be really eating dairy. It's not really part of the typical carnivore diet, even though it's animal based. It's not really along the lines of what I know about following carnivore diet appropriately. So you should be taking calcium, 500 milligrams daily. Don't go higher than that. You're going to hypercalcify your body if you go higher than that. Just take 500 milligrams. That's plenty for you to be able to get enough calcium in your diet. So we are also deficient in magnesium if we're following the carnivore diet. Most of our magnesium is coming from our fruits and vegetables. We get a little bit from our meat, but not a lot. And most of us are already deficient in magnesium anyways, but especially those following the carnivore diet are going to be more deficient than other people. So I would recommend taking 300 to 500 milligrams of magnesium per day. My favorite magnesium is a product I put together called Brain Mag. It has magnesium taurate and magnesium glycinate in there. I really love it. It acts on the GABA receptors in the brain. And magnesium is, like I said, needed for 300 different mechanisms in our body to function appropriately. So our cells aren't going to work very well if we don't get enough magnesium in our diet. So I do recommend taking magnesium supplement when you're on the carnivore diet. So people taking supplements on the carnivore diet, is it going to cause belly issues? Yes and no. If people are following this to because they are hyper allergic to a lot of different things, I don't recommend they take supplements because they're likely going to react to something on the supplement. If they're following this more for blood sugar support, energy, mental clarity, all the other benefits that go along with it, I think you're gonna be just fine taking these supplements, you're not gonna get any belly issues. Some people can be sensitive to vitamin C though, so the dosage I said can possibly give people a little bit of loose stool and gas and bloating. You just need to decrease the dose, and if you still get that, just take the vitamin C out or really go on a really low dose, maybe only like 250 milligrams daily, but most people are gonna be just fine with the vitamin C. Liposomal vitamin C could be a great option. Again, for those that are tend to be allergic, they tend to respond poorly to the fatty acid in the liposome many times, but most people are gonna be just fine. I'm just talking about these people that are following the carnivore diet that are hyperallergenic. Let's keep going. Let's dive into another supplement that I would like people to be on. Most people tend to be low in a few B vitamins. One's called folate, which is also known as B9. I like to always take it in a supplemental form as methylfolate. About 50% of the population has a gene mutation of the MTHFR gene, and they tend to not methylate their folate very well. So if you just take pure folate, it's actually toxic for your body and doesn't work very well. So you want to take a methylated folate of 500 to 800 micrograms. Just depends on the sensitivity. Most people are going to be fine with that dose, but if you notice that you're a little overstimulated or you get a little agitation, you need to just go lower on the dose of that. But that's very important for those on the carnivore diet because they don't get very much folate at all in their diet. And folate is needed for so many different reactions to work appropriately, especially for our mood, to make neurotransmitters appropriately, or to make serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine is very important to be able to have enough folate in your body for those to be able to function appropriately. Yeah, so let's talk about another B vitamin. B1 tends to be an issue for a lot of people too. They don't absorb that very well. That's also known as thiamine. So that's needed for our nerves to work properly and also our cells to work right to make a mitochondria to work appropriately. So every cell in our body depends upon that. Same with methylfolate. In a nutshell, our body's just not going to work very well without thiamine. So we want to make sure that we get that. Also, some people could even get peripheral neuropathies if they become deficient in thiamine, which is like numbness and tingling in your finger and toes. That is only when it gets really severe, though. But yeah, very important nutrient that we need in our diet. So another one I wanted to talk about is potassium. Again, potassium mostly comes from our leafy greens, same with magnesium. Obviously, if you're on a carnivore diet, you're not eating that, so you're going to be deficient in potassium. Potassium is needed for our electrical circuit to work better. So we think of something and a signal is sent to our hand to be able to move it. It needs sodium, potassium to be able to do that. So you need to make sure that you get enough potassium in. And some people following the carnivore diet long term can become deficient and their nerve signals don't tend to work as well. So I would recommend taking some potassium like 90 micrograms a day would be really beneficial for them. So the last nutrient that I wanted to talk about is that people on this diet, carnivore diet, they tend to get mostly unsaturated fatty acids. Now, if they eat really clean and they eat a grass-fed beef or eat a free-range chicken, whatever, they're gonna get a lot more monosaturated fats than others, but they still get way too much unsaturated fats compared to other polyunsaturated fats. Even though you definitely don't wanna get too many polyunsaturated fats, as pro-inflammatory and not good, but you do wanna find balance between the fatty acids that you get into your diet. So it could be really good for people that aren't eating a lot of fish on the carnivore diet to take a fish oil that has EPA and DHA. And maybe some people would benefit because a lot of people get deficient of ALA, alpha linolenic acid, which comes from flax seeds and chia seeds and things like that. Some people could do really well with taking ALA as a supplement too to help your cell membranes get the anti-inflammatory fatty acids around them so you have a more anti-inflammatory effect when you're following the carnivore diet. So let's dive in. What is EPA, DHA? What's the difference between fish oil or flaxseed oil? Yeah, this is an important concept. First of all, ALA, alpha linolenic acid, that comes from plants. It comes from flaxseed, chia seeds, etc. And then that gets converted into EPAs and DHAs. So if you are taking fish oil, you really don't need ALAs because ALA gets converted into these type of things. But people that are on the carnivore diet tend to be deficient in ALAs. But to offset that is you could eat a lot more fish or you could take a supplement with that. So that's the big difference between that. But there's other polyunsaturated fats that we do need out there. So like that come from like avocado oil or olive oil, etc. But depends on how you're following the carnivore diet. Those things could be good or bad for you. I don't usually recommend that. I think the fish oil is the best option. So if you're following the carnivore diet, I recommend you get 1,200 milligrams of EPA per day and 750 milligrams of DHA per day. So yeah, if you want to get a hold of me, visit my website, integrativemedica.com. Find my phone number there. Give my receptionist a call. You can set up a visit with me or some of my other great doctors that are here. You could also just set up directly online from the tab that we have there, and you can set up a visit virtually or you can see us in person. If you want to learn more about the carnivore diet or other ways to improve your health, click my videos to the right. I'm Dr. Jake, and I'll see you there.